It was a hot summer day and a family of Canadian swallows had been planning their trip to the local water park for weeks. They were all so excited to have fun in the sun and enjoy the rides. The mother and father goose had even planned out their day, starting with the kiddie pool for the goslings, then moving on to the bigger pools and slides. When everyone was ready, they set off for the water park. Upon arriving, the goslings immediately waddled over to the kiddie pool. It was bright blue and shaped like a giant foot, complete with a mushroom waterfall. The little ones splashed around and played until their parents told them it was time to move on. Next, they headed over to the mini golf course. Here, the goslings got to putt around on their own little courses, trying to get the ball into the hole in the fewest number of strokes. After a few games, they moved on again. Now it was time for the big slides. The goslings were too small to go down the big slide by themselves, so the parents stayed with them. First, the mother goose went down with one of the goslings in her bill. Then the father goose took his turn with the other gosling. After a few trips up and down the slide, it was time for a break. The family took a raft down the lazy river, floating along with the current and enjoying the scenery. The goslings loved this ride and asked to go again and again. After a while, the parents decided to let the goslings loose in the splash zone. This area had fountains that shot water into the air, geysers that sprayed cool mist, and waterfalls that cascaded over rocks. The goslings loved running through the water and shrieking with delight. While the kids played, the parents took a well-earned break, lounging on the nearby benches and chatting with other geese. Before long, the goslings were exhausted from all of their fun in the sun and it was time to head home. They waddled back to the car, tired but happy. As they drove home, the goslings fell asleep, dreaming of the next time they would get to visit the water park. The end. 1. And then the father goose said, "I can't believe how much fun we had today. I think it's time for another trip to the water park." 2. "Me too," said the mother goose. "But let's wait until the goslings are a little older and can enjoy the rides a little more." 3. The goslings woke up the next morning feeling refreshed and excited for the day. "Can we go to the water park today?" they asked their parents. 4. "Of course not," said the mother goose. "You need to rest after a day of swimming and sliding." 5. The goslings were disappointed, but they knew their mother was right. So they spent the day playing in the backyard and taking naps. 6. The next day, the family decided to go to the lake instead of the water park. The goslings had a blast swimming and playing in the water. 7. When it was time to go home, the goslings were exhausted and fell asleep on the way back. They dreamed of swimming, diving, and playing in the water. 8. The end. This is an example of a fun and engaging story for children that incorporates the use of repetition and sensory details. The story follows a family of geese who go on a trip to a water park and have lots of fun. The use of repetition in the story helps to keep it simple and easy for young children to follow. For example, the line "goslings love swimming" is repeated several times throughout the story. This repetition helps to emphasize the main idea of the story and also helps young children to remember it. In addition to the use of repetition, this story also incorporates sensory details that help children to imagine what it would be like to be at a water park. For example, The author describes the water as cool and refreshing and the slides as fast and slippery. These sensory details help children to feel like they are at the water park with the geese. Overall, this story is a fun and engaging way for children to learn about the importance of family and friendship. It also teaches them about the importance of being safe and following rules when they are having fun in the sun. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. If you liked the story, please leave a comment below and tell me what your favorite part was. I would also appreciate it if you could share this story with your friends and family. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.